Let's see. Cool Killer says $2. Thank you. So everyone say thank you to Cool Killer. What's the deal with Jaguars? Honestly, I'm going to tell you right now. Jaguars, and I've said this before, even about Jazz Masters. In my opinion, they're kind of terrible guitars. They really are. They're not that good. Jaguars and Jazz Masters from the factory, for the most part, are very difficult. They're very difficult to get set up and get it playing for modern players. I remember talking to somebody about this recently where they did a review of the new American Professional Classic Jaguars. And the guy was just like, "Oh, they changed all this stuff, blah blah blah. It's not vintage correct." But once you modify most Jags, like the older ones, the vintage ones, once you take out that terrible three. Okay, hold on. We'll get into this. Let's get into this real quick. Can we get some angry emojis? We're gonna go on a rant. We're gonna talk about this. I'm gonna talk about why Jaguars are bad and what you can do to actually make them better. And once you do modify them, or you buy one that's already been updated, they're perfect. We're gonna talk about this. Let's do this, everybody. All right, so we're gonna get the. We're just gonna get a vintage Jaguar right here. All right, cool. So this is like a reissue. Let's check this out. So on a Jaguar, there's a couple things that make it cool, and there's a couple things that make it borderline useless. So let's do this. Everyone say thank you once again to Cool Killer for getting me on a rant here. Okay, so right off the bat, one of the first things you notice about this guitar is chrome. Chrome here. We're going to talk about the good stuff real quick. Chrome, beautiful, wonderful. Chrome, beautiful, wonderful. Chrome, it looks cool. It looks sick. The advantage to chrome, not specifically the metal, but why it's on there, is because, let me show you something. If your potentiometer on your Strat, if your knob on the Strat breaks, you have to take the entire pick guard off, which takes the pickups with it, which takes the pickup selector with it. It's everything. Everything's attached to it. Is that bad? Not really. But it is kind of annoying for one part to break, and then you have to take everything else out. So what they did on Jaguars is they had this genius idea of putting these plates on there. So if your volume pot breaks on there, right? If you're playing this thing and that part breaks, you just, well, that screw, and that screw. And these three things come out, and then boop, take it off, unsolder, put in a new one, or just clean it. Boom, you're done. Put it back on. You don't have to take everything off. Or the pickup selector, same thing. Oh, my switch broke. Take it off. Oh, these two screws right here. One there. Take it out. Take the switch off. Put another one in there. Boom, you're good. Same thing up here. It's easy to work on for those things. Genius idea. So the chrome looks cool and it's functional. Second thing, the shape. Look at this body shape. This is obviously Jazz Master body shape. It's very similar. But it's comfortable. Let me show you something. Here, let's talk about it. So when I put a Strat on my lap, and I love Strats, and I'm not going to say it's any bad. This is like perfectly balanced. Look, I set it on my leg. It's not going this way. It's not going this way. It's perfectly balanced. So the idea is when you're playing a Strat, it kind of just hugs you, and you're good. It's got this very neutral position. Here's the thing, though. A lot of people don't really play in like kind of a neutral position. A lot of people like to play a little higher up. So watch this. When I put the Jaguar on my body, it's nice and it's balanced. Look at the neck. It's going up. Look at that. Naturally, it's just sitting up. So it makes it a little easier to play if you're kind of doing kind of some advanced stuff. You don't have to, maybe you're doing cowboy chords and stuff like that, you're okay. But generally speaking, when you play a guitar in this kind of playing position, when it's like this at the angle, it's perfect. So you got the body shape, you got the chrome. And then the next thing would be the scale length. This is something that was obviously targeted at Gibson. Gibson guitars, if you think about it, from here to here, the scale length, so really it's actually to the 12th fret, that's 24 inches, right? That's 2 feet. So shorter scale length means easier to play with the same strings. So Gibsons, what they do is they have 24 3/4. So it's a little bit longer. We're not talking about a lot, but just enough. So that guitar is objectively easier to play with the same strings. So as we continue, so we already got style points because it looks cool. You got the body shape that has like a little bit of a better feel to it. It's not bad. SGs, for example. Let me show you something with SGs. This is a negative thing that happens with guitars. Let's say you're playing an SG. Watch this. I'm going to let go. If I'm of a neutral position. See how it just keeps falling over? So I have to hold it up. Is that a big deal? No, not really. It's not a big deal. It's not the end of the world. But you do have to get used to it. You have to keep it in mind when you're playing the guitar. You have to like hold it up. You have to hug the guitar a little more. So, bottom line is when you get a Jaguar, there's a lot of benefits to it. However, remember I said that this thing's kind of a hunk of junk. Why? Oh, Pat, why is it a hunk of junk? You just said all these nice things. Let me tell you why. Let me tell you something, buddy. So, remember how I told you the chrome is cool? The chrome will take you home. Look at this pickup selector right here. What is this piece of shit? This thing's terrible. Let's look at the pickup selector a little bit. See how there's three? We got three little doohickeys there, little toggle switches. These are either on or off. I want you to think about that for a second. Which means if you want to go from the bridge pickup to the neck pickup, you have to turn one of them off and then the other one on. So you have to do like a flick up and down motion. Bad. That's such a stupid idea. This is a gimmick. They thought it would be cool. It's not cool. Blade switches and toggle switches are what people want. Now, is this going to ruin the song? No. But if you have to think about it slightly more while you're playing it, that sucks. Because if you mess up, you just shut off your guitar. If you mess up, you're playing a completely different thing. We'll get to the bridge, Otto. We'll get to the bridge. So this sucks. So yes, it's cool. You have to work on it. Yeah, cool. The chrome, you can just take it off. But if that breaks, if you mess up, you just screwed up the song live. So that's not great. So you're probably thinking, oh, Pat, what's up with this thing up here? Patrick, what's going on? You got these two, these are actually rollers. So you actually kind of use your thumb and you go up or down. And it's like this is a volume and this is a tone. So that's cool, but why do you need, I thought this was volume, I thought this was tone. So this was a smart idea, but really didn't work. This is a gimmick, another thing that they were like, oh, this is cool, but it really doesn't work. Okay, so this is supposed to be the rhythm circuit. So you're thinking, oh, okay. So if you get a Les Paul, you see you got 4 knobs. So you got volume, volume, tone, tone, and I think personally volume or the tone knobs are kind of irrelevant, but if you use them, cool. But the point is that if you want to make a setting for your neck pickup, right? Oh, I want it to be nice and quiet. Let's demonstrate how this is supposed to work and why Gibson did it right and Fender did it wrong. So, and I'm a big Fender guy. So we're on the neck pickup. Let's say I want it to be nice and clean. I want to have the tone rolled off, so I get like a kind of a jazzy. So if I'm doing like a that kind of sound, and then I want to switch to a distortion. Right? I just flip it. Pretty cool. You get the different settings there, or if you can do vice versa. You can have the neck pickup be like nice and full sounding, and then you get the bridge be super brittle. It's there. It's available. You're good to go. Here's the problem, though. When you go back to the Jaguar, okay, this you're kind of now expecting, oh, so that's like a pickup selector, right? Sort of. So this only goes to the neck pickup. So now we have a third problem. So not only do we have to hit 2 buttons there, right? We have to go 1 down, 1 up. You have to worry about if you're on your rhythm selector because it's only the neck pickup. So let's imagine a scenario here. You're playing guitar. You want it to be on that neck pickup, right? So you're playing on the neck pickup down here. And then you want to switch to the bridge pickup. So now you have to hit this down and then this up. And then you're on your bridge pickup. And now you want to switch to your rhythm selector. So you hit this up. So you're not on your neck pickup. But now you want it to be both pickups on your next part of your song. What do you have to do? Can anyone figure this out? What do you have to do to switch from the rhythm section to playing both pickups. Somebody describe this to me in the chat. So you have to flick this down, and then you have to flick this one up so that this is on and this is on. It's like, that is so unnecessary. You have to keep track of all that. Instead of just doing this. That's the whole motion. You don't need to do that. It's insane. So anyways, the rhythm circuit is a joke. Anybody who says they use it, that's nice, but you're forcing yourself to use it. If you really wanted to make a change with your tone, use your foot. That's what you need to do. You can EQ it, set a distortion. I understand pickup selectors. There is a difference tonality. There's a whole big difference, but having to hit so many different switches, it's ridiculous. So already, the cool chrome, that's nice. The performance factor with the body and the scale length, cool. But that's all completely negated by this terrible pickup selector that just looks cool, and the rhythm circuit, which is, again, not specific to the Jaguar, but it's there. Now we got the bridge. Look at how this is set up in the picture, by the way. Can we just talk about this? Hold on. Let me make this huge. Can you guys see this? What's going on here? Look how far up that is. That is set up very strange. It looks like it's set up, but still very weird. So if you notice, you're not going to see this from like a sideways level, but the strings are kind of just resting on this thing. There is no center. It's just like a bunch of grooves. So you can move the string. You can literally pick up the string from here and then move it over. And I will show you guys that real quick. They are not good bridges. They're terrible. They're just awful, awful, awful bridges. And they refuse to fix them. This right here is a $6,000 guitar and it has that bridge. Fender knows. They're not stupid. Fender knows that bridge is objectively terrible. Because they have. You know how I know they know it's objectively terrible? I'll show you something. Hold on. We're gonna do this. I'm gonna show you the custom shop bridge that they do use. That is the better bridge. So they mainly put that on the vintage reissues and stuff. There's a better bridge. I can't remember the name of it. It's got a cool name. Here it is. Check this bridge out. See how that's a solid piece of, like, what is that, brass or bronze or something? They know that bridge sucks, but they only put this bridge on specific models. So if you look at it, it's kind of fuzzy, but let's see if we can figure out what the bridge is called. Hold on. We're going to figure out what the bridge is called. In place of the... Oh, they even talk about it. Hold on. They talk about it. That's so funny. They're using some very nice speech, too. Hold on. Let's talk about this. It says... Eagle-eyed axe aficionados noticed that the custom shop's luthiers took a particular creative liberty that upgrades one of the 62 offset's most notoriously challenging components, the bridge. In place of the traditional bridge, the Fender Custom Shop 1964 Jaguar features a vintage-style floating tremolo and RSD Jaguar bridge. They will not put that on anything but custom shop stuff. So they know it's bad. Oh, it's terrible. So here, I'll show you what it looks like up close, and I'll show you why it sucks. So again, this is not, again, only sold to the Jaguar. It's on the Jazzmaster too. But we'll pull this up. So you see here we got the bridge right here. This is the traditional bridge. And watch this. I can just lift the string right out of it. There's like no tension. So if you're playing really hard, you can knock that string right out. That's terrible. That's terrible. So not a great thing. Oh, let me go back. Pat chat. There we go. So the bridge is not good on a Jaguar. So what do we got here? What's the score? We got bad electronics. These switches and stuff. Bad. We have the circuit. The rhythm circuit, bad, stupid, doesn't make sense. Don't ever use it. Anyone says they do, that's cool, but most people don't. The bridge, terrible, awful. Fix that. Get it out of here. You know what I mean? So why would you buy one of these then? You're thinking, Patrick, you said you like the Jaguar. I do. You have to fix it. You have to fix it up. So what you have to do is, we'll back up. We'll look at this Jaguar. So if you look, Fender already fixed this. They replaced the bridge. Now, a lot of Jaguars, like the new Jaguar here, I'll show you this. We're gonna look it up. The Professional. Let's look up the Professional. We're gonna pull it up. We're gonna learn. Get out of here, ad. Here we go. Here's the one I want. Fire Mist. Woo-hoo, buddy. Beautiful guitar. Oh, look! Look right here. What is that? A toggle switch. Oh, they knew it. They knew it. What's this? They took all that junk out. They took all the junk. None of it. They kept the chrome. They kept the chrome, baby. I've been saying this for years. This Jaguar right here, all this stuff disabled. Doesn't do anything anymore. I took it out. It looks cool, but I took it out. There you go. Look at that. And then toggle switch, it's there. But the bridge, you're probably thinking, oh, the bridge is the same. The bridge is better. They put a Mustang bridge on it. So if you look right there, they put a Mustang bridge. Here, I'll move this over a little bit so you guys can see it in a little detail. See? If you notice, they're barrels. So they're not, there's like, if it can't really fall out. It's a deeper groove for the string to go in. But literally everything I complained about just now has been adjusted. It's been all updated. The bridge is slightly better, but they also took care of the toggle switch. But they left the chrome. They left the chrome. And then they put they took the rhythm circuit out for the most part. I think that's the Strangler switch. Terrible name for a thing, but what that does is it makes it more brittle sounding. It's like, all right, whatever. So everything I complained about, they fixed. So I mean this. I'm so happy. Fender heard me probably complain for the past 10, 15 years, and everybody else for the past 30 years about this guitar. And we've all seen, yeah, that color's so good, isn't it? Isn't it a great color? Hey, what's up, WD? How you doing? Welcome back. But all I'm saying, to answer your question, Cool Killa, what's up with Jaguars? This, for $15.99, when I find a used one of these, your boy is going to buy one, 100%.